Hi everyone, welcome back. I've not been posting as many videos recently. I have taken a couple of weeks off due to some things in my life that I've just needed to handle, I guess, and just feel good about myself and practice self-care and all the things that I talk about on this channel. I didn't want to be a hypocrite and not look after myself in a time where I shouldn't have been like working or being productive. So I'm back now though. I'm really excited to be making videos again. I'm just gonna really like slowly ease myself into it and just see how I feel as each week / day comes. But today I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome because I talked about this on my blog and I had such wonderful like feedback and response from other bloggers, from people who in my life who'd read it, and I had to share my thoughts on it in this video because when I personally discovered what imposter syndrome was, I felt like such a huge sense of relief because someone understood, and this thing that I'd had in my mind for so long, someone had finally put it into words. And I also realised how many other people were dealing with it, so many other business owners or creative people or just anyone really who struggles with this. So what is imposter syndrome? So according to Wikipedia, imposter syndrome is a concept describing high achieving individuals who are marked by an inability to internalise their accomplishments and a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. So I personally take my definition of imposter syndrome one step further and say that you don't have to be your definition of a high achieving individual to experience this, because I experience it in areas of my life where I have been successful and areas of my life where I'm yet to be successful on my own terms. In the case of like new business ventures or new ideas, I have imposter syndrome from the start, so I don't think that you necessarily have to be what someone would class as high achieving to experience this. I just think it's a normal thing for a human to feel at certain points, definitely. And of course, if you're a perfectionist by nature, you're going to be way more prone to it. If you're a creative individual, you're going to be way more prone to it. And if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner or self-employed or freelance, you are pretty much guaranteed to experience this at some point. So the irony of imposter syndrome for me is I can be with a client and they can literally tell me to my face, like with the biggest smile on their face, that they love my work, like I've made them feel amazing, and they're gonna tell everyone that they loved the service that I provided and they will recommend me. And some days like I can still go home or still get in bed at night and think, oh my god, like what if they didn't like it? What if they thought I was rubbish? What if they're gonna leave me a bad review on my Facebook page? Or all these other like weird irrational thoughts, even though people tell me to my face that they think I'm good at what I do. It's a really funny thing, and it's definitely just an inside job. It's definitely not a reflection of anything on the outside, because you can be so good at something and that can actually make imposter syndrome much worse, because you almost feel like everything can always be better and there's always something that you can nitpick about yourself. When imposter syndrome becomes an issue, for me, it's if you're purposely holding back and staying inside your comfort zone because you're so fearful of those things being true or being proven to be true once you just put yourself out there and be vulnerable and, you know, show the world like what you love to do or what you want to do. And I definitely let that fear run my like life for so long and dictate my decisions, things that I did in my business. I knew, like, I know looking back now that there are so many points where I could have just pushed myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, but the fear and the imposter syndrome and the horrible like thought that someone could just turn around and be like, why you? Like, why do you think you're so good that someone is going to pay you to do this thing you love? And it's really horrible knowing that so many other people are going through it as well, and a lot of people don't even talk about it. Imposter syndrome is hand in hand with a lot of other fears I have about my business and my creativity and all those other types of things. And for me, working through it has just been about accepting that it's there and it's not going away, and it's actually part of the journey, and you have to kind of embrace it. Being a creative person, being like a content creator and everything else just goes hand in hand with those moments where you're like, what if everyone decides that I'm a fraud or they don't like me anymore? So as difficult as it is, it's totally normal, and if you're going through this, I hope this video has helped you feel a little bit less alone, and there are so many other people who feel the same. I wanted to finish off with just a few little tips that you can do to really help yourself get through those moments. One huge thing that I do is I always collect testimonials and feedback from clients, and I even make those a part of my like organisational system. So as much as I track like my profit and loss, or like Twitter, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube followings and everything else as my business grows, I also track like my favourite comment that I got that month, or an amazing review that a makeup client left on my Facebook page. And when those times come around where you're doubting yourself, go back to those testimonials and feedback, and you can objectively see that there are people who take value in what you do, and you're not a fraud. Like, you're really good at what you do, and they just really help give me a boost. One huge thing that's helped me is my email community, because my email community, there's not a lot of us compared to like my YouTube and stuff, but those people on that email list like reply to me, and they write so much about their lives and how I've like touched their lives and affected them in a positive way. And there is nothing better to lift you up on a bad day than reading how you've affected someone's life with your work and what you do. So highly recommend that you keep those notes all to yourself. And even if you don't have a business or don't have those types of feedback and stuff, if you might not have a blog or anything else like that, then I would say like reach out to your closest family members, friends, work colleagues, your boss even, maybe like teachers or tutors at school or college, and just get that feedback off them based on what you know you love to do and how much they believe in you and how much they think you're great, basically. Because those little notes like just give you a huge boost on a bad day. My second piece of advice is to make a long list of all of the things that you possess that make you perfect for what you do or what you want to do. This has helped me so much, because when you're taking on a new project or a new like branch of your business or a new hobby or skill or whatever else, it can feel really scary, and you can feel like, why do I deserve to do this thing? Objectively writing down all the things you're really good at that you know will help you be amazing at this new thing. So if it's like in a business sense, it might be, you know, being really organised, being self-motivated, being creative. There are so many different qualities that you'll have. For me, like being a good listener, always working on myself. There are so many different things about you that make you amazing and make you literally perfect for what you're doing. And writing those things down from a like outsider's point of view, it's just literally a list of things, a list of reasons why you need to just go for it and do that thing. So I really hope that one helps you out, because it's really helped me as well. And my last piece of advice is tapping and affirmations has helped me so much. tapping is just a way to use affirmations to help them really like sink in, and it's kind of similar to meditation in that it focuses you on the present, but then it's also got a specific purpose. So you can use tapping videos for like self-belief or confidence. I'm sure there are so many on like imposter syndrome and stuff, so I will try to find some videos that I've used and link those below because they are so helpful. I definitely want to talk more about affirmations and tapping in the future because it's definitely a focus for me this year in terms of my like own self-care practice, so that has helped so much. But of course, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, whether you pray or meditate or whatever else, then I think that thing in itself is going to be amazing for imposter syndrome, because spirituality for me and spiritual practices like tapping and everything else really cultivates self-worth and like self-belief and confidence and everything else. So that is probably the main thing you can do like right now for yourself. I'd love to know if you'd heard of imposter syndrome before. If you have and you struggle with it, please let me know your story and thoughts in the comments below. I really want to have a conversation about this, as it's something that I've had a lot of feedback on in my blog post, and I know so many of you out there will be struggling with this, so let's talk about it. Let's not just keep it to ourselves and keep it bottled up. So thanks so much for watching and listening to me ramble as always. Please subscribe if you are new and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.